Ladies and gentlemen, Herschel Walker is going to win Georgia. Blake Masters, coming out of a 12-point deficit, will win Arizona. Oz, debating Joe Biden 2.0, will win Pennsylvania. Ron Johnson obviously will win Wisconsin. Laxalt will obviously win Nevada. We'll have a midterm red wave. Hit subscribe to this channel, ladies and gentlemen. John Figueroa, hello. Joel Valdez, hello. Eric, Jigsaw, everybody here. Hit subscribe. And to my super chat, I cannot do this without you. If you enjoy these live streams, your super chat support is greatly, greatly appreciated. I don't have $20 million in venture capital funding like some people to promise Medicare for all and just ignore them not voting for it in the House of Representatives. Typical Democrats. BRX95, hello. Pony Soldier, hello. Law 2258, hello. Everybody here. M. Woods, everyone here, thank you. Let's get started. Let's get started, people. Oh, what's this? Again, I do not relish. I don't enjoy. I'm not being malicious or petulant or nasty. I don't want to get nasty because I don't like when people lose their jobs. But if you work for a tech company and you give free political advertising, that's a campaign finance violation, but also it's bad for democracy. You're overtly silencing, suppressing, suspending, and banning people, and that's bad. What happened to sticks and stones may break my bones, but bad words will never hurt me? What happened to that? My God, that's like... seems like ancient history now. Gizmodo, welp, there goes Twitter's ethical AI team. Oh, how ethical. Suspending the New York Post for a true story. The truth about Democrats must be suppressed. Pony Soldier, hello to my super chat. Starting it off, Pony Soldier, thank you. Cheryl, hello. Pony Soldier, thank you so very, very much. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Leo, hello. Eric Samurai, hello. So, I don't want people to lose their jobs, but at the same time, when you are presiding over a company that's already losing money, hundreds of millions of dollars every year, sometimes hundreds of millions of dollars every quarter. And you are controlling political discourse in this country. And you are ruining the lives of experts, pundits, everyday citizens, journalists, publications that disagree with you or that actually publish information detrimental to the Democratic Party. When Hunter had emails or videos or pictures that were embarrassing and that showed felonies, potential felonies, they could not publish that, but they had no problem publishing BuzzFeed's Steele dossier. There were no disclaimers. Caution, Trump was not in a hotel room getting a certain type of shower. Caution, caution, this never happened. Love Trucks, hello. Why didn't BuzzFeed get suspended by Twitter? Can somebody explain that to me? Why didn't BuzzFeed get suspended by Twitter when Clinton herself and the DNC had to pay FEC violations? Alan Harkin! Always enjoy your take on the tragedy of our current administration. It is a tragedy, Alan. Alan Harkin, it is a tragedy. It is a tragedy that is only, unfortunately, going to get worse. Alan, thank you so much as always. Alan Harkin, thank you. I just think that I think that it's going to get worse, Alan. I think that we have Americans now in Europe, and that's why it's a moral imperative to vote for Trump and Trump Republicans. I said Democrats were the most militant political party. I said that they have not had in the past 20 years a foreign policy success. And it's only getting worse. And now Mashed Potato Brains and his bumbling, stumbling band of imbeciles. We have bumbling Blinken, Secretary of State. Jake Sullivan, who worked for Clinton and was involved in classified data on servers. And Mashed Potato Brains Joe, who hasn't had a foreign policy success perhaps in his entire life. And you can add Libya, the destruction of, to his resume of failed foreign policy. And now we have Americans in Europe. Of course, I'm being algorithmically friendly, as my friend in Australia says. Paul Bartlett, my friend in Australia. I'm the algorithmist. So it's like, John, thank you, in the UK. It's like, why do we have Americans in Europe now? We always had Americans in Europe, but why do we have 100,000 Americans for the first time since 2005, and we have perhaps Americans in a country that was invaded by you-know-who? Why is that? Because Biden's administration is a completely failed, irresponsible, and just failed administration. They have no clue what they're doing. They are completely clueless. Trump had a clue. Trump presided over foreign policy success. Okay? Alan Harkin, thank you so very much, Alan. Thank you. We had the Doha Agreement. We had the Abraham Accords. We had the first president to step foot in North Korea. And it's like, we're now getting involved in a quagmire. Just like LBJ and Nixon. The smartest people in the room got us into Vietnam. And they made the most catastrophic mistakes. And we actually had the Sigma Games, ladies and gentlemen. If you look at the history of Vietnam, we had the Sigma War Games. And we knew from simulated series of classified high-level play in the Pentagon in the 1960s to strategize conduct in Vietnam. The games were designed to replicate then current conditions, and the Sigma Games found out before we even escalated, before we sent Americans, and before close to 60,000 lost their lives, that we could not win. It was a counterinsurgency conflict. We could not win. We knew this prior to even sending Americans. The Sigma Games were played in the early 60s by the State Department and government agencies and intel agencies. And there were a whole bunch of Sigma Games. And this is one of the reasons you never trust the experts. Only a fool would trust the quote-unquote experts when it comes to these types of things. Or anything, really. You can trust the experts if it makes sense. Use basic logic. Don't just appeal to authority like an imbecile always. So, we knew that we could not, even before the Gulf of Tonkin, we knew that we could not win. And how many lives here and How many Americans lost their lives? How many American families suffered? How many people in Vietnam lost their lives? So we already knew. And of course, but you're talking about mashed potato brains. You're talking about Democrats. They don't know anything about history. The only thing they know about history is to utilize it for their own political purposes. Joel Valdez! Tell Twitter staff Trump is still hiring, man. For top secret box moving. MP, hello. Oh, my God. Joel Valdez. Alan Harkin. Thank you, Alan. As always, thank you. So, you had the Sigma Games, and we have Americans now in 100,000 for the first time since 2005. This is why you vote for Trump. This is why it's a moral imperative to vote for Trump. Because Democrats really, they don't govern based on what's good for the country. They govern based on a fabricated consensus. The consensus is either fabricated or it is a consensus that helps our quote-unquote allies more than us. How does it benefit the United States of America to defend Europe when Europe doesn't need any defense from the invading country, from the country that invaded that one country that Biden's son had a whole lot of business in? How does it benefit this country? How does it benefit the world? All of those sanctions actually end up hurting us. It's like a mindless. Like the average Democratic politician is like an artificial intelligence robot that's programmed in a very bizarre way to engage in the most counterproductive and counterintuitive course of behavior, or course of action. Why would you become embroiled in? First of all, we have no money. We got no money. We have no money. How can you have this type of foreign policy when you have no money? I mean, that's not even the most important thing is American lives. Okay? We owe it to American soldiers to keep them safe and to keep them away from these endless quagmires. That's why I wanted Bernie, but Bernie would have been a tool of the Democratic Party. That's how you go from Bernie Sanders to Trump. But I try to explain this to people and they roll their eyes. They don't get it. So it's like they just don't get it. And thank God. I mean, be here in a couple of days, people. In a couple of days, okay? November 4th. Tomorrow is the 5th. Saturday, tomorrow is the 5th. Saturday is the 6th. Monday is the 7th. And Tuesday is the 8th. Tuesday is the 8th, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to have a fantastic time. It is going to be awesome. Everything that you were worried about regarding the Durham probe and all of that, and Trump getting set up and framed, and all this like stress, this political stress you've experienced the past 6 years. Now they're going to have to pay the piper politically, like Roddy Piper. Now the pendulum is going to swing. Now they're going to be on the defensive for over 2 years, close to 4 years. Well, the next 2 years for sure. Okay, Kristen, hello. DVK, hello. Old Town, hello. So, Tipsy, hello. And so, like, you look, they were giving money, Democrats, in their usual counterproductive, counterintuitive, completely irrational, petulant behavior. They tried to prop up they spent $19-20 million propping up candidates like Doug Mastriano. But even if Doug Mastriano doesn't win, if you've given his campaign hundreds of thousands of dollars or tens of thousands of dollars, it helps Oz. I mean, who are these Democratic strategists? I mean, they have a fantastic racket. give the wrong advice all the time and make a lot of money. And Hillary's back. She's coming back, baby. Madam Secretary is going to be the nominee. You watch. It'll be fantastic. Oh, my God. It'll be I pray every day that Hillary Clinton is the nominee. But Herschel Walker, God bless him. He's awesome. He's a legend. He's a legend in Georgia. And, like, what has Warnock done other than just vote party line? And so, at least if Walker votes party line, the economy will prosper. The economy stinks. There's not even a debate. Like, even Democrats, go to any liberal pundit on YouTube. Joel Valdez, lots of money to be made in yes, and inflation. Yep, that's true. Barbie, hello, Barbie. Thank you so much always for your kind words, Barbie. Barbie Mojica, hello. Joel Valdez, lots of money to be made. And Democrats seem to love it. And I don't know why. Well, I know why, but... Jigsaw, hello. And you got Oz. And like I always say, if you had a conversation between Fetterman and Biden, I'm telling you, I'd rather listen to whale sounds. Like, I'd rather listen to a pod of dolphins speak to a whole bunch of whales. I could understand the whale sounds better. I could understand the little sonar waves better. Oh, okay, yeah, they're hungry. Okay, I couldn't understand Mashed Potato Brains 1 and Mashed Potato Brains 2, or Biden and Biden 2.0. I couldn't understand them. If they were, like, talking, hey, man, come on, man. It is good, yeah. The Democrat in Pennsylvania speaks like Yoda, if Yoda was an alcoholic. I mean, it's unbelievable. And they're like, oh, you're so brave. It's like, no, the brave thing would be to give it to Connor Lamb. But they don't want to give away Precious. Precious. Joel Valdez. Thank you so much. Love trucks, party coming. That's right. Oh my God, we're going to have such a party. We are going to have such a party. The meltdown is going to be fantastic. First of all, they won't have Twitter. So, like, every narrative that they try to, like, you saw what took place with Joel Valdez. Love the whale imitation. Joel Valdez, thank you. Thank you. Eric Samurai, hello. Joel Valdez, thank you. Crazy Oliver, hello. Matrix, hello. JJ, hello. So, Herschel Walker is going to win. Joel, thank you again. Herschel Walker is going to win. And it's like Oz is going to win. You know what? You're looking at 54. If Don Bolduc wins in New Hampshire, that will be like just an insult to Democrats if Bolduc wins in New Hampshire. Nobody was even looking at that contest. I wasn't up until recently. I did a segment, about 10 people saw it. It's been slow on the channel. The channel's going to do well this month, but it's been very slow. Lately I'm like, Don Bolduc's going to win in New Hampshire, everybody. And I look, it's like 2 views. Nobody is watching that. That's not interesting to people. Okay. Well, you'll see. You'll see midterms. Because I don't think people like, Joel, everybody here, Alan, everyone here, I don't think people truly realize when I'm like, everyone, Don Bolduc's winning in New Hampshire, everybody. I was like, well, I don't. There's so many people like, I just don't see it, honestly. After the Durham probe, I don't see it. I do segments like, oh, yeah, it's going to be impeachment of Biden. I was like, really? I just don't see that. And they'll mess it up somehow. Like, well, everything's going to change. So, everything's going to change. Everything is going to change, ladies and gentlemen. everything's going to change. And so Chuck Norris endorsed Blake Masters, which is awesome. Chuck Norris is legendary. He is awesome. Missing in Action was awesome. And a bunch of his other movies. But Chuck Norris endorses Blake Masters in Arizona Senate contest. So Blake Masters is doing extremely well. And he ran a fantastic campaign, Blake Masters, just focusing on the same thing with Walker and Oz. They just kept focusing on crime, inflation, the economy, energy. And so it's like Democrats don't believe in anything. They don't believe in any of their policies. Like, oh, yeah, we care about climate change is like not even near any of the top concerns of Democrats. Sparky! How much damage is the Congress planning to do after the red wave? They have a couple of months. I think they'll try their best. Safety and happiness. Donkey roasts. That's true. That's true. Safety and happiness. Thank you, Sparky. Thank you, safety and happiness, as always. I don't know, because, they're on their way out. So they're not, I don't think they have any, Cheryl, there's a super chat here, and then there's my Patreon. You could find that in the pinned comment of most of my segments or the description, but there's super chat here. Exactly. Safety and happiness and Sparky. So I don't think that there's much that they can do. It's going to be pretty embarrassing. I mean, think about it, Sparky. You're going to be booted out of Congress. And Alan, I hope so. But you know what? Don Bolduc in New Hampshire. Watch the segment, ladies and gentlemen. I did a couple of days on Don. If you're in New Hampshire, you're watching this, you better vote for Don Bolduc, or else don't complain about, inflation, crime, Let me give you the typical, the epitome of Democrats, Sparky and safety and happiness. Thank you, big time. So in Southern California, there's a contest for mayor of Los Angeles, okay? There's Karen Bass and Rick Caruso, okay? Rick Caruso is awesome, but Southern California has its own Tammany Hall. So anyway, just like New York. So Rick Caruso had a great commercial with a young woman who was talking about how, how great Rick Caruso was and, how he should be mayor of Los Angeles. What does Karen Bass do? What does the other Democrat or the Democrat do? Months later, she has, instead of that young woman, she has the same voice, the same voice of a young woman saying the same things that the person said in Rick Caruso's commercial. I mean, they don't have anything. They're always copying. There's never any original thought. Old Town. That's right. Old Town. Thank you. Safety and happiness. And Sparky. It's unbelievable. You look at this, you're like, wait a second, you just copied Rick Caruso's commercial. Why? Why they're phoning it in because they're so arrogant. They're like, we're Democrats. But see, in a battleground state, in California and New York, Democrats, the free Colo, Democrats have a strong foothold. In battleground states, you have to actually campaign. You can't just, regurgitate talking points. The climate's important. Extreme Republican. Moderate Republican. Democracy. Moderate Republicans. You can't just say that, they're completely nuts. You have to actually explain why Democrats have done a good job. Why did they do a good job? Why are you voting Democrat? Why do you want Sparky? I don't think they will. I don't think they will. I mean, he doesn't even have any backing. The American people, there's no backing at all. Zero backing. So, they could, but then Trump Republicans in the House and Senate could find a way to just, not fund anything. So, but you look, ladies and gentlemen, and the channel will do well because I try to focus on issues that that everyone has to address. So, impeachment of Joe, everyone has to, there's no way that's not going to be addressed on YouTube. And that will have to be. So these are things that impeachment is around the corner. Trump is going to be to run again. If they want a special counsel, Congress could defund the special counsel immediately. So, exactly, DVK. So one way that they could combat a special counsel, because if you can believe this, Democrats want another special counsel against Trump. I mean, you're talking about the same political party that says, oh, well, Trump is going to go after his political rivals. No, he went after people who set him up and framed him. If it was legal to do so, let's just say that Comey and Strzok and McCabe and Clapper that didn't commit crimes, they did utilize government against their political rivals. This is obvious. They investigated an incoming candidate for the same. You could investigate any Democrat. You could investigate any Democrat based on those allegations. You can accuse an incoming Democratic president of foul play with a dossier purchased by a Republican. DeFreak, hello. Thank you, DeFreak. Thank you. So, you're going to have endless investigations of Hunter, which, by the way, the ladies at The View, for example, have never read Hunter's emails. They don't care. They don't understand. They don't care that they're he's pocketing money, giving 10% to the big man, Joe, and that's graft, and those are felonies. And they don't care that certain loyalists in the U.S. government apparently aren't interested. And I was watching, Bill Maher has a channel. Yeah. Can you hear me? Lord. All right. I feel like Jeffrey Toobin. All right. So there is there's a Bill Maher has a YouTube channel. It's very, very good. It's called Club Random Podcast. Okay? It's very good. But there's something that Bill Maher brings up, and it's I think he's being genuine, but a lot of people bring it up, and it's Angie, Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Angie. A lot of people bring it up, and they're like, "Oh, how come we can't just get back to being able to talk about politics, or why can't we talk about things?" And it's the reason we can't talk about politics at the dinner table or during Thanksgiving without the morally superior, apoplectic, hysterical, highly educated liberal Democrat throwing the turkey at us. Joel Valdez, we thought, Matt. Thank you, Joel. No, that only happens to people who care about the Democratic Party. Once you don't care about the Democratic Party, you're it's like during a nightmare when you realize Freddy Krueger is just part of a dream. Suddenly he has no power over you. But anyway, so when people are like, how can we, why is political discourse so toxic in this country? Why is political discourse so toxic? Why can't we just, why do we have to always be at each other's throats? Joel Valdez, thank you. Why do we always have to be so mean to each other? And it's like, no. I've lost like 7 friends because I voted for Trump. That's a problem with them, not me. I didn't disown any liberal Democrat. The liberal Democrats disown friends and family, generally. They're the ones who ruin Thanksgiving and holidays and Christmas and New Year's. They're the ones who have to yell and they can't stand an opposing viewpoint. If you refute the nonsense, Aria, hello. If you refute, thank you, Angie. If you refute any of their nonsense, well, Trump, I think Trump was working with the Kremlin. Well, that's not true. What do you mean it's not true? What do you mean it's not true? He was working with the Kremlin. And they can't, like, they have such an irrational obsession with Trump. I don't have an irrational obsession with mashed potato brains. He's just ruining the country. It just is what it is. I'm not like even angry at him. I'm not furious. I don't like have like this visceral reaction. Liberal Democrats have this Pavlovian response to Trump. They just like start snarling and like they get this, like, they start salivating and like they it's almost like they need the emotional experience of disliking Trump. It's an obsession for them. It's like an obsession. And why? Like, why do you need to obsess over Trump? Why? Why do you need to obsess over Trump? You don't like him. If you think he's such a criminal, then find a crime that he's committed. It's been 7 years. It's like the Titanic meme. It's been 84 years. You can't find a crime. You cannot find a crime, Democrats. So, and while the average American is struggling financially, you are focused on Trump and his personality. And then Bill Maher says, oh, he's so whiny, Trump. He's a whiny you-know-what. It's like, well, if Bill Maher had to have experienced what Trump experienced, a dossier, what if there was a Maher dossier? He wouldn't want that. So I don't think anyone would react that differently from Trump if they were if everything was leveled against them the way everything was leveled against Trump. They keep saying, well, Trump's personality. It's like, well, he had to endure an entire American political establishment against him. Madonna, the first day during his inauguration, Keith, hello. I mean, it's like they're obsessed with Trump, and the country is going downhill, and all they can say is he's bad for democracy. But democracy has become a synonym for Democratic Party, whatever is good for the Democratic Party. So democracy has been redefined as whatever is good for the Democratic Party. Democracy has nothing to do with an emotional state. Joel Valdez, I'm glad you let your multiple personalities list. Here, this is the morally superior, highly educated liberal Democrat, Joel. Well, yeah, I mean, I just wish that people could talk to each other. Yeah, me too, Who you voting for? I'm probably Trump. What? I'm voting for Trump. Well, what's the problem? Trump! He's a menace to democracy! He's mean! He's so mean! and he worked with the Kremlin, and he's bad for democracy. Like, well, we had a great economy with Trump and a great foreign policy, so. Who cares about foreign policy and economy? Who cares if we don't have a democracy? What is left of this country? Who cares about economy? Selfish. I can't stand you. Don't ever call me again. Don't ever talk to me. I can't be a friend anymore. Well, that didn't work out well. Okay. Okay, well, thanks so much. I'll call you later. It's like, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. They're the ones with the problem. You think I care? Joel Valdez, thank you. Florida Man Bear, hello. You think I care? Tron Beetle, hello. You think I care if someone votes Biden? Good. If you like to suffer, go ahead. If you enjoy suffering, what do I care? What do I care if you enjoy suffering? Go ahead and suffer. Okay? Just don't bother me with your nonsense. Don't lecture me. It's like burglars lecturing people on morality as they try to jump into your house. Thankfully, I have the Second Amendment. So do you, hopefully. But it's like these people, like the moralists used to be the Republican Party. That's why they were kicked out of office. They focused too much on religion. Now you have a completely godless political party, which is fine if you just focus on good deeds. If you are truly a humanist or whatever, an agnostic, focus on good deeds. Don't replace religion with politics. Don't replace religion with politics. It's like unbelievable. So, and then they're like, oh, well, exactly, Keith, exactly. They're like, oh, if you don't accept things like Trump, he denies, and so many people deny. So what? Who cares? Why are you focused on that? You didn't, not even one day did you accept Trump as your president. Not one day. And they're like, well, and Stacey Abrams still died. She is always claiming that Georgia was taken from her. I mean, it's unbelievable. The biggest hypocrites on the planet. They're like, well, we can't have a democracy if people don't accept. Like, well, what? What does that even matter? It's about the courts. Who cares if people accept or they don't accept? You go to the courts. You challenge in the courts. If the courts strike you down, then that's it. That's it. They just obsess. Everything that is bad for the Democratic Party, they turn into a sacred cow. A sacred cow. Do you understand? Oh, my God. The My Pillow. Oh, he doesn't accept. Oh, Trump, he doesn't accept. Well, it's like $20 for a gallon of milk. Hello? He doesn't accept. It doesn't matter if a gallon of milk is $20. I had to get a Ditech home loan to fill up my car. It doesn't matter. He doesn't accept. And now you're going to see, like on Twitter, Elon Musk is like, nah, there's probably something more to the story. I'm like, oh my God. How dare you, Elon Musk? How dare you? Just because the glass was outside. Don't you understand physics? Haven't you seen The Matrix? And then, like, the media outlets, they don't know what to report on. They're like, we're sorry about that. No, we're wrong. Everything is this huge sacred cow. If you just don't, Libra, hello. If you just don't, like, if you don't have the same sensibilities, you're a bad human. I love this. You have the most heinous crimes taking place in New York and throughout, most Democratic-run cities. I mean, the most heinous crimes. And Democrats don't, like, if there's like a mass tragedy, God forbid, it could take place like, You need reciprocal force. Miguel, hello. The way to combat evil is reciprocal force. It's not like, more laws that criminals don't care about, but Democrats don't use basic logic. But it's like, if you commit the most heinous atrocity known to mankind, it's actually the Republicans' fault, so they don't even bring up the criminal or the madman. But if you vote like Trump Republican, you're a bad human. You're a bad human. You're a bad human being. This is the morality they have. You're a bad human being. It's immoral. What kind of warped morality do you these people have? It's unbelievable. Exactly. Logic is overshadowed by, their emotions. This is also a phenomenon that I've seen. It's so bizarre. I've never seen this before in my life. They're like, I've gotten text messages from people. I oppose you. I want to let you know. I'm upset with you. What do I care? What do I care? Do you pay my electric bill? Even if you did, what would I care? I care with you. How is that even a rebuttal to anything? How is that an argument? It's not even an argument. I just want to let you know, even for Trump, he's an authoritarian. He's a totalitarian. He's a horrible person. He's a bad way. You're on the wrong side of history. No, I'm not on the wrong side of history. You'd have to know something about history. Definitely on the right side of history. When you look at intelligence agencies and Hollywood directors oppose Trump, I'll go with Trump and the Lincoln Project. You have the Bush, Cheney, and Rumsfeld neoconservatives, Hollywood directors and producers, and intel and secretive, shady intel officials, all against Trump. I'll vote for Trump. You can have everyone who's always been on the wrong side of history. How's that? They're always making grandiose leaps of logic. They're always making these grandiose leaps of logic. Our democracy can't survive if you don't accept. Yes, it can. Who cares what Trump thinks about anything in particular, or any Trump Republican? It's about policies, and it's about the economy, stupid, and it's about foreign policy. You want a great economy so you can prosper as an individual and make money for your family and make money for yourself. You want a good foreign policy so you don't have to talk about nuclear annihilation. Gee, sorry. I'll take Trump's tweets, imbeciles. And, if Trump doesn't accept, well, okay, you didn't accept either. Yes, we did. We just set him up and framed him. It's like, well, okay, you set him up and framed him, but you didn't accept one day of his presidency. Everything revolves around their sensibilities. Oh, well, Hunter's not as bad as Trump University. Yes, much worse than Trump University, infinitely worse. Whenever you get them and you corner them and, you're like, yeah, that is a terrible thing, objectively terrible. It's like they say, well, Trump is worse. No, Trump is not worse. And then they're going to complain about democracy when they lose both the House and the Senate. And then they're going to go into 2024 without Twitter. So the next video of Hunter in a thong, weighing narcotics, losing laptops, that's going to be all, everyone will know about it. And then they're going to, another country wants you to know that Hunter was in a thong. The Kremlin wants you to know. No! Oh, everything bad, every criminal act you commit, you're trying to say another country wants us to know. It's a racket, you're lying. Gosh, it only took us 20 years to find out. Or maybe we knew right away that you were lying from the very beginning. These people are the biggest liars on the planet, and then they say Trump is a liar. He's a liar. As if you tell the truth. Trump lies about crowd size or about little things that he hyperbolic. He says, oh, it's the greatest economy ever. Wrong. Fact check. It was a better economy in 1957. Oh, Lord. Save us from this lying monster. Meanwhile, Joe lies about everything, slurs absurd, deceitful statements on a lot of topics, from inflation to the economy. He's like munching on ice cream. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah. The economy's strong as heck, man. Come on, man. Strong as heck, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. This is who is leading us here. This is who's leading the country. And they're like, look, how could you be mean to somebody who eats vanilla ice cream? It's so awesome. He has aviators. He's so much better than Trump, who's mean. Why do I care if somebody eats vanilla ice cream in a cone? Why do I care? How does that make you a better person than Trump? That's what I want to know. Who cares? Why do I care? When they get completely demolished on Tuesday, this is why. The way it's so arrogant too, because they're like, oh well, finally we have democracy. No, you don't. You have a bumbling, stumbling, ice cream eating imbecile who is wrong on everything, tanked the U.S. economy, and now sending Americans to Europe. I mean, what more could we have? And so it's like, Libra, hello. Aviators are fantastic, but it's like they tried so desperately. Where's that one? They tried so desperately to make him relatable. And he actually was like 20 years ago. But he always had that little like shtick, that little like Biden and sports car. Oh my God, they were like, oh look how awesome he is. Meanwhile, it's this man who single-handedly caused energy prices to spike. And like, hey man, when I get into office, man, you'll have to sell a kidney to fill up your gas tank, man. Come on, 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 man. So, Gizmodo, welp, there goes Twitter's ethical. Like, there was nothing. It was the unethical team. Corn Pop. Hey, cornflakes, man. Come on, man. Come on, cornflakes, man. Someone has to, like, what Trump needs, what he really needs is, he needs a publication. DVK! I say the reason potato is so bad is because they mixed up bike riding potato. Telephone reader potato. Exactly. Yep. DVK, thank you. Cornflakes was, for people who don't know, somebody that he almost fought 50 years ago at a pool. when he was a lifeguard for a pool. This was like one of his relatable stories. This is also the type of thing when Biden touches people's face. This is also a very bad thing. Like, even if you wanted to play the, like, you know, the doting uncle or grandparent, even that type person doesn't just like caress someone's nose. Hey, man, this is a big deal, man. Get away from me. Get away from me, cornflakes. They're such bad actors, too. They're such bad actors. Oh, my God. And then you have the vice president who laughs at everything. Inflation. We can't afford food. Why are you laughing? Why? I can't afford to feed my family. Everything's like just funny, like laugh. I don't know why. Angie. Yeah, I mean, it's just unbelievable. We'll go 8 more minutes, ladies and gentlemen. But, yeah, like, DVK, thank you. To my super chat, I can't do this without you. Thank you. I can't do this without you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Kamala, that's funny. The reason I was right about this, the reason that Elon Musk tweeted, you know, we're losing money with advertisers, is to justify his massive layoffs. So he Drewby99, hello, thank you so very much. Thank you for watching since 2016. Drewby99, thank you. Greatly appreciated. You've been here for so long, and I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Let's look at this Gizmodo thing. The Watchdog team was responsible for probing Twitter's algorithm for downstream instances of bias. Yeah, against to enforce the bias against conservatives, I guess. Okay. So he wants people the blue check marks to pay $20 or $8. What is it? 20 for the blue check, and then 8 if you're like very, very famous. Dweez Droid, Briz Boys, hello. Tomes 23, hello. Dweez Droid, thank you. One of the great names in this channel history. Thank you. Dweez Droid, thank you so very, very much. Be here, everybody. November 8th. I mean, the countdown has begun, people. The countdown has begun. It's pretty amazing. I mean, it's here. You know, we've waited for years. I mean, it's like it's almost as if Trump, like, people forgot that Trump actually defeated Clinton in 2016. Martin Lopez, hello, Martin. Thank you, Martin. Greatly appreciated. Thank you, Martin. Thank you so very, very much. Greatly appreciated. It's almost like people like, oh, here, Twitter worry officials. Oh, they do? Oh, my God. Information. It's gonna bad information. People might vote Republican because all the bad information. Oh my God, Twitter will allow information that deceives impressionable voters into voting Republican. Oh my God. Oh my God. Twitter worries officials, politicians. Twitter worries Democrats. And then they're suing Twitter for the massive layoffs. How is that? How does that even work? 5 current informant claiming that the violates the Notification Act. How is it? Right, 60 days notice for large-scale layoffs. Okay. All right. See, that's the way California is. CMW Tuesday. CMW, if it's USC Trojans, it's like touchdown USC. If it's like Oklahoma Sooners or whatever, this will be touchdown United States of America. It'll actually be like the entire country taking an 80-yard touchdown pass to the house. Like catching a touchdown pass at the 20-yard line and taking it to the house. Eluding defenders. CMW, thank you so much, as always. I know you'll be here. I know you will be here. I know you'll be here on the 8th, just a couple of days from now. I mean, people, CMW, thank you so much. It's going to be a paradigm shift. And I can't wait. They're like, oh, maybe there's somebody better than Trump. No, there's nobody better. DeSantis is fantastic, but if they level the entire American political establishment at DeSantis, you'll see his poll numbers go down. DeSantis is fantastic, but Trump is like a force of nature. You need Trump. Because Democrats are not the morally superior, highly educated. They're not. Everything they've done the past 4 years has turned into a catastrophe. Martin, thank you again. CMW, thank you as always. And come Tuesday, I want to thank people like I usually do, but it'll probably be like one thank you as opposed to many, just because I might have 5,000 viewers. We'll see. It could be 3, 4, 5,000, 6,000 viewers. Who knows? We'll see. Chuck Norris endorses Blake Masters. I look at the Oz up 0.1. He's up way more than 0.1. What they do is they pad the statistics early on, and then they're like, oh, look, the Republican is only up by like less than a point. It's like, no. You had all the polls that were meaningless 10 days ago. Exactly, Eddie. It'll be like winning 2 Super Bowls. It really will. It really will. If Hochul wins, that is Tammany Hall right there, because I don't see how. I mean, you have the most atrocious things taking place in New York, even worse than Los Angeles, which is saying a lot. Okay. I don't understand it. I don't get it. And then they can't, like, it's just unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. That's why you have to protect yourself and your family. And, the Second Amendment is important to protect your livelihood, your life, your family. But these are Democrats that pay like $30,000 for security details. CMW, thank you again. Chewy, hello. Lou Maldonado, hello. I love this though. Seeing Oz coming back, and like now up in the polls, Oz and Herschel Walker. people forget, like, they forget Herschel Walker is like, Herschel Walker and Bo Jackson were two of the most, not just dynamic football players, but athletes, Heisman Trophy winners, and also there was something special about Bo Jackson and Herschel Walker that like almost transcend football. Obviously, with Bo Jackson's baseball and football and all the amazing things he can do, but also like Herschel Walker, USFL, then Dallas, but he was a Georgia Bulldog icon. He just transcended the game. He transcended football. So, and you're going to see, Robbie D, hello. You're going to see Trump Republicans go to bat for Trump. Trump Republicans. I mean, this man, Donald Trump, single-handedly. Oh, and Mitch McConnell, he'll be kicked out eventually. Eventually. And it'll take 2 years, but Trump will make sure the man is no longer Senate Majority Leader. Sparky! Joe's had the same vet since he was 16. His dad was a Chevrolet. Sparky, thank you! Sparky, thank you. Thank you, Sparky. Thank you so very, very much. Yeah, I mean, I don't think people realize also you're going to, like, I don't think media understands. If you don't have Twitter as as an extension of the Democratic Party, that is a major platform. That's a major loss. USFL, yeah, Jerry. That's a major loss. Twitter was a huge, huge advantage. And if they don't have that, suddenly there's suspicion and doubt. Suddenly, even Elon Musk, baseless theory. Where was the baseless theory outrage when they were saying Trump was in a hotel room? Why wasn't that baseless? When an accusation is leveled against Democrats that almost certainly is true or warranted suspicion, it's, oh my God, oh, how dare you. Joel Valdez! What kind of dealer? Maybe that explains corn pop. CMW, as always. Thank you, CMW. Sparky. Joel Valdez. New Hampshire, yeah, Mr. Falcon. Mr. Falconham, yeah, I mean, Baldick, Don Baldick. He's up now. He's up now. Let's see. He is up. He is up. And they're focusing on like nonsense, litter box myth. Oh my God. And this is like what they're focused on. Anything in terms of, can you believe Republicans were thinking that? Oh my God. It's like, well, there's something called inflation. There's something called a potential nuclear confrontation. Well, we have a nuclear confrontation, but Don Baldick may pull off an upset in New Hampshire. Yeah, he's on his way. You can't just be a Democrat and just say, vote for me because I'm a Democrat. That's what Democrats do. Like, oh, vote for me. That's why when AOC in New York, when her own constituents were like yelling and like shouting, like, what are you doing? She was just dancing. She was just dancing. So it's like, and these are the same people, Tanya, hello. These are the same people that like, they're like, if you don't vote for us, you're a bad person. I just can't believe that like Tucker Carlson, somebody in Montana, and it had to be a setup somehow. He's at like a fish, like a pro shop or like an outdoor store, and someone goes, "You're a bad human. You're a terrible human." Like, if you vote Democrat, you have no right to call anyone a bad human being. You're voting Democrat. This is the party where you have graft and corruption and criminality and terrible foreign policy and horrible energy policy and you've run the economy into the ground. My God almighty. What is moral about the Democratic Party? I don't know. Aside from their own like distorted self-worth. CMW, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, God bless to my super chat. Thank you, CMW, everyone here. Thank you so much. Joel Valdez, as always, thank you. Everybody here, all I can tell you, Sparky, everyone here, CMW, Joel, please be here November 8th. Be here November 7th. Be here November 8th. Be here November 9th. M, thank you. M. Evram, thank you so very much. God bless. Be here November, be here December, be here all throughout 2023. Tell your friends about this channel, people. The best thing you could do is just word of mouth. If for people who still talk to you for voting for Trump, if you do talk politics, just say, hey, there's a great channel. It's called H.A. Goodman on YouTube. H.A. Goodman's other channel. Jerry, thank you. Shalom. Thank you so much. And just tell people about the channel, ladies and gentlemen. We're almost at 200,000 subs, and we'll be there very, very soon. Thanks, everybody. Be here on Tuesday, and be here tomorrow. I'll have a live stream tomorrow, probably around 2 p.m.